Hi, this is Andrew with Andrew Paris Software, and I'm doing a demonstration for the Find Me Alert app. What you're looking at now is the Find Me Alert website. It's www.findmealert.com, where you can find more information about the app and links to the iTunes App Store and Google Play App Store versions of the app. So I'm going to go ahead and start the app. Okay, so once you have configured Find Me Alert, this is the main screen, and let me give you a little background on what the Find Me Alert app does. This is a personal and family safety app. It lets you record your location and make that information accessible to family or friends or whoever you want. Your information is recorded anonymously. And if you're using an Android device, it can actually wake your device up and ask it to report its location. So even if you're not able to actually check in yourself, the app will do it on its own. In the event that you're injured or incapacitated or somehow unable to actually check in, your friends and family can see your most recently recorded location. So this is the main screen, and you'll see obviously you have a check-in button here, so you can check in with your current location, and you'll see the last recorded location time update when that happens. If you want to see the history of your location reports, you can see the history button down here in the bottom. I can click on that, and it will show me the record of my check-ins. With all my check-ins, you'll see that among the information you have is the accuracy of your location. This is going to vary depending on your cell phone network. The better your cell phone network provider, the data quality, the better more accurately they're going to be able to record your location. I happen to be using Sprint at the moment, and where I am there's not very good Sprint coverage, so I'm only getting location accuracy down to 1,200 meters. If you have, typically, if you're on a good, you're in good cell phone coverage, you'll find that you can get down to as much as 5 meters of accuracy on your reported location. But anyway, I can see my location records here. The green ones indicate I've manually checked in, and if I click this, I could launch it in Google Maps or Chrome or Internet. I'll just let it launch in Google Maps. Well, I'm not going to launch Google Maps. So anyway, you get the idea. You also have the ability to track other people who are using the app. So if you go to the Track button off the main page, I can now enter an account key of anyone else using the app, and now I can see their location records on my device. You can also use someone's account key to locate them. If you go to www.findmealert.com, you can put in their account key under the Find Someone link, and you'll find the same information. So right now I could hit the Add Account key and put in the key from someone else's device, and I'll be able to have their records here. Okay, so other things on this page, you'll notice you've got next check-in required by, and you've got risk settings. Risk settings, you have two risk settings on Find Me Alert. There's low and high. Low is what you leave it on normally in your day-to-day activities. High would be if you were, let's say you're traveling somewhere, maybe you're walking somewhere or riding your bicycle, or you want your location recorded more often. And maybe you also want to require check-in. So you say, if I don't check in the next 4 hours, which is what the settings are set here, then I want my contacts to be alerted. And that's what you would use high-risk settings for. If you have in low-risk settings, you can also configure check-ins, but you don't need to. And again, I'm going to check in again just so that my check-in is not required. You also have, you'll see question mark buttons throughout the app. These are context-sensitive help, so if you have some questions about what your risk settings mean, I can click on that and it'll tell me about what the risk settings actually mean. Okay, so let's go to settings and how to configure Find Me Alert. So when you first start the app, you'll have the option to view this demo you're watching right now, or to configure the app. If you configure it, you're going to, this is the first page you'll see. What you'll see at the top is your account key. This is the identifier that identifies you in the Find Me Alert system. So your records are anonymous. You don't have to record your own email address or your name or anything. Everything's just recorded on your account key. And if, let's say you've given your key to someone and you no longer want that person to track your location, you can hit the reset button here and generate a new account key and share that with people, and your old account key is then useless. So the account name, which you'll need to set here, this is used when, let's say you enable check-ins and you fail to check in within the amount of time you've set. We'll send an email to the people you specify, and that email, in order to tell them who it's from, we need some kind of name. So you can set that here, and it doesn't matter what name you choose. But that will be visible in whatever messages we send to your alert contacts. So I'm going to go to the next page. Okay. So your contact settings. So this lets you specify a list of email addresses which will be notified if you enable check-ins and you fail to check in within the specified amount of time that you set, which is going to be later. So you can click the Browse button to browse your own contacts, or you can just type in an email address to add it. But you add it to the list here, and if you want to delete a contact, you can click on the contact and say, do I want to delete it? Yes or no. So move to the next page. This page is the actual email that will be sent if you enable check-ins and you fail to check in within the specified amount of time. You can modify this message however you want. You can't use special characters like HTML, but you can type in whatever you want. So in this case, I've defined a username as Joe Smith, and this is the email someone will see. They'll see a subject that says alert, Joe Smith failed to check in, details that say call me to make sure I'm okay, and below this in the email you'll have a link to find the last reported location by the app for that person. You can modify this however you want. Okay, location tracking settings. This sets the interval with which you need to check in. So you have two sections here. There's the low risk settings at the top and the high risk settings at the bottoms. The low risk settings, typically this is your day-to-day activity. You don't really require check-in every day. Maybe you work in a mode where you want to. So you can just move this little slider over and say, okay, I want to check in every 7 days. And if I don't check in, it's going to email my contacts. Or I could say in every 1 day. And if I want to tweak this, I can use little plus and minus buttons on the side to make it, let's say, exactly 2 days. But typically on my low risk settings, I'm not going to require check-ins. On my high risk settings, this is where I want my location recorded more often. And I want someone alerted if I don't check in time, because I know I'm in an environment where I'm concerned about, let's say I'm more at risk of not being able to report in. So the default is 4 hours. You can set it as low as 1 hour or as high as 1 day. And again, you can use the plus and minus signs to adjust that. So let's say I'm going to leave it at 5 hours. Okay, subscription settings. So Find Me Alert allows you to try out the app for free for 7 days. You can also enter promotional codes. If you go to our Facebook page, we frequently have promotional codes there. And if you want to apply a promo code, you can just hit the Apply Promo Code button. Otherwise, you can hit the subscribe button and it'll show you our current price for a monthly subscription to the Find Me Alert app. If you have an existing account, either in the iTunes App Store or in Google Play, where you've already subscribed and paid to use Find Me Alert, and this device is authenticated against that account, then you can restore that subscription here. So if you have one subscription, you can share it on multiple devices. So right now I'm using a promotional subscription, which is valid until December. I'm just going to save that. That is essentially it for Find Me Alert. There's a share button on the homepage here, you'll see also. The share button lets you send an email to whoever you want to share your link to find your location settings, or your reported location. That should be relatively intuitive. And that's it. To find out more information, you can go to findmealert.com. Again, here's the click here to find someone link. You can put in someone's account key and find them. There's also this demonstration video, which you'll find on the lower portion of the page, and links to Google Play and the iTunes App Store. And you can also contact us via this page if you have any questions. Thank you, and hope you enjoy using Find Me Alert.